Hello there, and thank you for joining me today. I know that many of you are working on connecting with your customers across multiple digital channels. And when I talk to retail leaders across the globe about this, I hear a common theme. The sheer pace of change in technology, in customer engagement styles, in the available digital channels is becoming a bigger and bigger challenge. Well, if you're nodding in agreement, know that you're not alone. A recent PricewaterhouseCoopers report found that 69% of CEOs are worried about the pace of change and are struggling to keep up. And just 20% said that they've made significant progress in getting smart about technology and its potential implications on their business. Well, in times like this, when rapid change is happening, enabling adaptability has never been more critical. Organizations that can absorb the shocks of change can not only overcome volatility, they can even benefit from it. Well, as Tableau's CTO, I have the privilege of leading a world-class research and human-centric prototyping team that advises on emerging technologies and techniques in data and analytics. Together, we've spent more than a decade examining the intersection between data, technology, and culture. Now, one of the joys of working at Tableau is that every day we get to see amazing uses of data and analytics, and that can help us better understand and navigate through the new realities that we face today. Time and time again, I see that the most successful organizations are doubling down on data and analytics. They empower everyone across their organization to use data, whether it's the analyst that needs to answer deep questions, or the executive that wants a 360-degree view of their business, or the frontline workers that just want to take the right action informed by data. These organizations all understand that everything digital creates data, and they use all of that information to adjust to new scenarios, to deliver the best possible customer experiences, and to keep their businesses going and thriving. Tableau's leading analytics platform is trusted by tens of thousands of customers from around the world, including more than 85% of the NRF Top 100. Brands like Walmart, Pepsi, Home Depot, Procter & Gamble, and Starbucks, just to name a few. And now that Tableau is part of Salesforce, we are increasingly positioned to help you use data to drive omni-channel retail experiences, which is just a $10 word for saying connecting with your customers in real life and across every digital channel. Now, that was a priority before COVID-19 hit, and it became a critical capability as we found ourselves in a pandemic that continued. Let's take Starbucks, for example. As the world's leading coffeehouse chain, they connect with millions of customers every day, often in person in their brick and mortar stores. But when COVID hit, they had to shut down their stores for the first time ever and rely on their mobile app and drive-through experiences to connect with their customers. And they needed to do all of this while keeping their people safe. Well, Starbucks turned to data to help guide them through these challenges and transform their business practically overnight. Today, you can order through their mobile app and safely pick up your drink outside the store, all contactless. Data and analytics helped make that possible. Starbucks continues to use data to amplify innovation that elevates customer experiences and supports local communities in more than 80 markets. And to tell us more about how Starbucks has delivered adaptability through data and analytics, we have Rajesh Naidu, Vice President of Architecture, Data, and Analytics Technology. Rajesh, welcome. Please take it away.
Thanks, Andrew, and glad to spend some time with you today. I'm incredibly proud to be a Starbucks partner, and that is what we call our employees, as you know. And really proud about how the company has navigated through the COVID pandemic. As I think back to the end of February, I was in Costa Rica at a Hacienda Alsacia farm, which you see in my Zoom background today. This background is a great shot of our visitor center overlooking the volcano and our coffee plantations. The experience of connecting with our farmers and agronomists excited me at how, through our coffee platform, we can continue to live up to our mission statement, to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. The pandemic certainly tested the resolve of our company and how we not only cope during these tough times, but also how we reinvent ourselves to be ready for a post-pandemic world. We leverage data and analytics during these challenging times to do a few things. To take care of our partners, which was first and foremost, enabling our partners to deliver the human connection, and delivering upon the safety expectations of our customers so that we could quickly deliver the third place expectations in a changed world. A relevant example to share here is the top line report. This report was quickly developed by our analytics and insights team in close partnership with my Starbucks technology team. Our main driver with this report was around how to get the right data points to the right leaders at the right time, and to the right team also. And also we refer to this as data democratization in our vocabulary here at Starbucks. The main purpose of this report was to assist with what's going on in our business and to provide data to the business partners so they can see the data holistically. This holistic approach is only possible given our Starbucks Azure first strategy and migrating multiple data sources to a single location. So we brought in data sources like store operations level, sales, channel, product, customer, partner, labor, and customer survey all in one place. While this report was quickly developed, we did not cut any corners around user experience considerations. For example, the design choice around scrolling was made deliberately to allow for displaying of all of the data in one place. But it also gives us the means to swap out cards in and out whenever the metrics change without having to redesign the entire dashboard. An example of a metric that we didn't foresee but quickly realized is very relevant was around bathroom availability. As you know, Starbucks is not only a go-to destination for great beverage, food, and experience, but customers also know us for having clean bathrooms. So we had to develop a new way for store partners to quickly enter data about their respective stores, what amenities are open or closed, and thus surface this information in relevant reports and eventually bring this to our customers. Today, Starbucks has nearly 33,000 company-operated and licensed stores around the world. By 2030, we expect to reach approximately 55,000 stores and continue to develop experiences that address evolving customer routines and deliver the third place experience. In the US, this will be a mix of new store formats and experiences, including drive-through, Starbucks pickup, and curbside pickup, designed to meet customers however and wherever they want to engage with Starbucks. All this is possible due to the data foundation we have built and our ability to quickly surface the relevant analytics and visualizations through the Tableau platform that we have here at Starbucks. From the earliest days of the pandemic, Starbucks moved quickly to create new safety protocols and expand benefits and compensation to our partners to ensure that no partner would have to choose between coming to work and their personal well-being. The global pandemic has accelerated certain changes in customer behaviors, and Starbucks, I feel, is well prepared to adapt its business both with short-term and long-term shifts. As a company, we have amplified innovation around 5 shifting customer behaviors, again based on data that we've gathered and insights that we've learned. The first is around the fundamental need to be seen and experience a feeling of connection to others. The second is around seeking experiences that effortlessly fit the lifestyle of our customers. The appreciation for consistent experiences is something our customers are really striving for. The fourth one is a desire for high quality and sustainable products and experiences that support the well-being of the people and the planet. The fifth pillar that we have, or the fifth shifting behavior, is around increasing loyalty to our brands with strong values, and we feel we can do this. We will continue to use data to make informed decisions and help us become a people positive, planet positive, and profit positive company.
Thanks, Rajesh. It's amazing to hear how Starbucks used data to navigate the pandemic. And the way you're using data and analytics to create more human connections is truly inspirational. And I know the people watching today are going to be very excited. Now, one of the things you talked about was how you had to bring a whole bunch of data together. And often those data projects are really, really hard to execute on. So Was that something you sort of iterated into? Did you have a bunch of prototypes that led to the vision that you have now?
Great question, Andrew. I would say yes, it is an iterative process that we went through. And this is something that we have developed the muscle over the years. Some of the key things that I would like to call out of how we brought this together was we had user feedback, not just from our retail partners, but also from our non-retail partners who sit here in our support center in Seattle. The second thing was listening to our customers and actively understanding what our customers' habits are going to be during the pandemic and post-pandemic. We got guidance from our systems teams, our analyst teams, and even from the business teams. And in addition to bringing the data that we had together, we had to also bring data from external sources. So making sure we had high quality, high fidelity data from external sources was something that we certainly needed. The foundation that we put together with our Azure first approach of building our data lakes and our data platform certainly helped us. Data governance, metadata management, and taxonomy, all the things, which we find sometimes to be boring, are critical things in this exercise here, because we had to have a common definition across all of the teams to make sense of the data. And the last thing we focused on was data literacy. Even during these times, we actually put together training and learning journeys for our partners to help them understand the data and also work with these tools.
So all the elements of a great data journey went into this. And were there some earlier versions that kind of like clued you into needing to bring more of this external data together?
Yes, I think, some of the things we learned was there are some surprising revelations that happened along the way. Like I talked about earlier, we had all of the data about the coffee, customer experience, and the brand. But one of the things we didn't have data about was the bathrooms. And Starbucks is a destination for people to use restrooms. So we had to figure out a way of gathering the bathroom data without putting any kind of creepy things like sensors or things like that. We actually had our store partners contribute to this, so crowdsourcing effort in a way to bring the data from the stores into the data reports, as well as eventually surface it to our customers. The quick adaptation with the Tableau daily top-line dashboard report, we did that in weeks versus months. So that was something the teams really iterated on. And I think they had a relentless focus on bringing something to our store partners as quickly as possible. We also had to run our stores in different formats and modes, something that we had never done before. This whole notion of having the point of sale in the store but turned off and actually having customer orders through the drive-through or the curbside was a new paradigm for us. And we really needed to make this information discoverable for the customers so that they know what mode the store was operating in when they came into the Starbucks. I think changes in the customer routine also was something that we learned and adapted as we went along. It's been a shift to a latter part of the day when customers are coming in and to larger tickets because you're now not just buying for yourself, but you're also buying for your family. So these were some of the new things along with delivery capabilities that we had to roll out. So all in all, during this pandemic time, we really had some great adaptations and new business models that have developed for us.
That's really cool. So not only did you have this great data journey that you went on, but there's a lot of interesting things you learned along the way, some of which sounded like they were kind of unexpected. So on the topic of sharing data and sharing in general, let's talk a little bit about transparency. Transparency in data is something that we talk a lot about in the data industry. We talk about that when we're sharing data externally, but we also talk about it when we're sharing data internally. So how does Starbucks think about data transparency, and how does that shape what you're doing internally to get data out to your partners?
Certainly. I think transparency of data is one of the pillars we stand by. Internally within Starbucks, we make sure that we have the data, like, for example, the Store 360 data that is available to all levels of retail leadership as well as retail partners. And this is really to give our retail partners a great sense of the business. Each one of them have accountability for the P&L for that store. And we want to make sure that they have all the information they need at their hands. And I think, we are hoping that we become a benchmark for other larger public companies to be able to be transparent in terms of their D&I goals and other things. The daily top line, for example, the report that we talked about earlier and we shared, that has some specifics around site selection and other criteria that we're also sharing internally to make sure that our partners understand how the data comes together and they can make the right informed decision. In addition, I think we have some future capabilities, Andrew, like hyper-personalization and radical automation. these are things which are not just buzzwords for us, but these are things which we are focusing on really to have data to make informed decisions and how we can allow more time for our partners to have that human-to-human connection. And I think before we get into AI, ML too far, it's getting the right data in the organization, being clear about what it is and who can use it, and then taking it forward from there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So talking about people, Tableau has an incredible data community that you've built over the years, and we're continuing to expand our data community here at Starbucks, and we're on this journey. What advice would you share with me around building and fostering data communities?
See, people and communities is a really great topic. I think Tableau is where it is today, and we've had the success that we've had because we've managed to connect with a great community that's really global, that's in all the businesses out there, people who really want to do more with data, people who want to solve those problems where data is at the core, people who want to really expose what's possible to do when you apply data to the right kinds of problems. So I think, a couple bits of advice would be, one is just find those champions in your organization and really put them in a place where they can set some great examples and sort of teach people the right way to work with data and the right techniques to use. It's also important to let this community really shine, like let them get together and teach each other what they've learned with data. Let them, take their projects and put them up in front of people and say, we had this question and we took this data and we asked this series of questions, and then we were able to put these programs in place to really impact the business. And that ability for people to see what each other is doing and to be inspired by the work that they can do with data, I think is a really key part of that successful community. It allows everyone to lift themselves up and learn together, and then it will really just take off if you let all that happen. Rajesh, thank you for the conversation today. I really enjoyed it, and I hope we can continue it in the future, maybe even face-to-face instead of on Zoom. So thank you for being so generous with your time. I know everybody who's watching really appreciates all the insights that you brought to the conversation today. It's been really inspiring to see how Starbucks has been leading through change with data and analytics. So thank you for everything you brought today.
Thank you, Andrew. My pleasure.